Hi guys, it's Sheri and welcome back to my channel. I want to wish you all a really happy new year. I hope your holiday season was so fun and festive and that you all had a lovely time with your family. I have not posted or filmed a video in a really long time, like a sit down video like this. I have just been, I guess, super busy with moving and then starting my new job, and then it was the holidays, and now I'm, as you can tell, I'm trying to get over a cold or whatever it is that I have. But I really wanted to start filming again, and I wrote down this list of 2017 favorites sometime in December because I thought I was going to post it before the new year, but that obviously didn't happen, so we're going to talk about them today. So this year, instead of splitting it up into two separate videos, I just decided to combine all of my beauty, skincare, and lifestyle favorites into one because it's already almost the middle of January. So starting off with some makeup favorites, the first thing that I wanted to mention is something that I use pretty much every single day. I use this 6 days a week because I typically take one day off from wearing makeup. So I use this 6 days a week, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow powder. I have mine in the shade medium brown. I almost said soft brown, but I have it in medium brown. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I have used this quite a bit. I've actually hit pan on this one side right here. I love this stuff. I think it's just really natural looking. I thought it would take so long to do my eyebrows with this, but I think it's just easier and way more convenient, and it doesn't look so harsh because it is a powder. You do have to set this if you want it to stay on all day because, again, it's powder, it's going to wear off, but I still really love it. I use this lighter shade right here to just do the front of my eyebrows, and then the darker shade for the rest of them. You might be looking at this and thinking that this is a really light color for someone with my hair color, but I prefer for my eyebrows not to be so dark because I think it just looks super harsh. But if you are into that, or you just like for it to all match, then get the corresponding color for your hair color. I've said that word so many times. I just prefer to go with the lighter one just because I think it looks more natural, and I just prefer it that way. Next are two eyeshadow palettes. With these two eye palettes, I pretty much don't need anything else because I use these so often and I love them so much. But the ones from 2017 that I used all the time, I mentioned this one actually last year. It was the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom. I mentioned this is my 2016 favorites, and I still really love it. But I also really love this Tartelette Toasted palette, which came out in the fall of 2017. So I'll show you both of them just so you know what they look like, but I'm sure you do. Tartelette in Bloom is super popular. Even though I use it a lot, you can see that I haven't hit pan on any of the shadows. It's so hard to hit pan on eyeshadows, but this one is neutral and more cool toned, I feel, which I like, and obviously because I'm mentioning it in my favorites video, but because it's cool toned, sometimes I have a hard time figuring out how to pair colors together or like what to wear it with because I'm just not typically a cool toned kind of gal. But then Tarte came out with their Toasted palette, which is just freaking amazing. I love this thing so much. I use this nearly every single day. It is my definite go-to, even though I do love Tartelette in Bloom. I think the Toasted palette is better than that. If you love warm neutrals, this is for you. It is so good. A lot of people said it was really similar to the Tartelette in Bloom. I don't think that's true, but you be the judge. I just really love this one. I love them both. They are amazing. So next I'm just going to talk about two beauty tools, and they are from Real Techniques, and it's the Real Techniques beauty blenders. This one I think is just the original orange beauty blender. Mine are dirty because I've used them. So I use them really only for my concealer, which is why I also have this little itty bitty baby one. I just go back and forth between which one I'm going to use that day. I don't really have a preference. I think they're both really great. This one though, I feel like is just a little bit softer. They're the same size or shape, but literally just different in size. They're both great, both really affordable. I usually buy them in the multi-pack just because I find it's a little bit cheaper. Other thing that I have really loved is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I know that I have mentioned a few times how I'm trying to be cruelty-free with my makeup, and this is not cruelty-free, but I have a hard time finding a cruelty-free mascara that works for me. If you have recommendations, let me know, and I'll try it, but I have struck out so far with the ones that I have tried. I really like this. People compare this a lot to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I didn't like that one, so I just decided to try out this one. Also, I prefer drugstore mascaras to high-end mascaras just because I go through these pretty quickly. Mascaras can get really expensive. This one is from the drugstore. Really easy to find. I love this. I think that it just makes my lashes look really long and voluminous, and I love it so much. It doesn't clump up. It's not really watery or anything. I highly recommend it. Speaking of lashes, I had purchased this next product during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and then I hadn't opened it up. I kept thinking, like, I didn't need to. It probably isn't going to work. I'm going to be so disappointed. And then I went and had my lashes done at a lash studio, and it was awful. It was so awful. They didn't even last a week. It was just so bad. And then I decided, you know what, I need to rehab them because they were just so bad and unhealthy, I guess, from that lash extension experience. And what I'm talking about is the Neulash, or is Neulash. If you purchase this during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, it comes with another travel size bottle for the price of what this usually is. I think this stuff is amazing. I will probably do a full review on this just so that I can talk about what I love about it, but I swear it has done wonders for my lashes. This thing actually really works. I do use this every single night, and I've been using it consistently every single night since October. So it hasn't been that long, but I swear my lashes are just more voluminous. They are much longer than they used to be. I always like to say that I have straight, like I have typical Asian lashes. They're just really straight and hard to curl. Since I've been using this, people comment that they think my lashes look so long, or that I'm sometimes wearing false lashes, which I haven't done in quite some time. And I think it's just because of this. This stuff is amazing. The next thing is a powder, and I actually discovered this from Alana Davison, who I mentioned actually in my 2016 favorites. She was one of my favorite YouTubers, and it is the Cover FX Perfecting Powder. I have mine in the shade Translucent Light. This is the travel size of it that I got at Sephora, just because I didn't think I was going to need a humongo size that they have, because I've had this for quite some time and I still haven't even gone through half of it. It's just so good. I only really use it on my under eyes just to set my concealer, but I really like it. I think it's a really great light powder, and I mean light in the sense of not the shade, like the weight of it. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't look cakey. If you have dry skin like myself, I find that this does not accentuate any dryness, which is a great plus. Last makeup favorite are these Tarte lipsticks. I can't remember what they're called. They are the Tarte Color Splash lipstick. I have mentioned this many a times here on YouTube. I have 3 shades. I have the shade Siesta, Colada, and Set Sail. These are my go-to for every day, especially when I'm working. I just love these the most. They are really comfortable to wear and hydrating. I don't like to call them a matte, but they're not really a satin either. I guess they're just a regular cream lipstick. But I love them. I also really love the packaging. I think the packaging is super cute. It looks like little, it looks like waves, like the ocean. But I highly recommend these. This was also one of my most liked Instagram pictures when I mentioned this on Instagram. I don't know, but I think these are great. Highly recommend. Moving on to skincare, I only have 2 things actually. The first is this huge bottle of Tarte Maracuja Oil. I had a travel size or a sample size version previously. I went through it really quickly. To be honest, I used this way more when I was living in New Jersey. My skin was super dry there. Since moving to Florida, I haven't had to use it as much, which is a shame because this bottle is huge. I do still use it, I just don't use it as nearly as often as I used to. I also really love the bottle of this, first of all. I just think it's really nice to have like on your bathroom counter or wherever you keep it. It just is one of those stopper bottles. It's lightweight, it doesn't feel really heavy. But like I said, I don't use this as often anymore because since living in Florida, my skin has not been nearly as dry as it used to be, but I still love it. Next is a sunscreen, and mine is from Glossier. It is the Glossier Invisible Shield. It's the SPF 35. I am someone who wears sunscreen every single day. I even put it on my arms and legs because since living in Florida, the weather is just different. The climate is different here. So I just wear sunscreen a whole lot more, but I was wearing this every day, even in New Jersey. I think you should be wearing sunscreen on your face every single day to protect yourself from those sun rays. I like this one. My parents have talked a lot about the Kiehl's one that they really love. So I'm going to finish this up and then I think I'm going to try that one. But I do really love this. It smells citrusy and it's a very lightweight sunscreen. This has lasted me quite a while, even though my other bottle of this is much heavier, so I know that this one is almost out. Moving on to life favorites. The first thing that I want to mention is going to seem really random. It is this slice paper cutter. You have probably never seen this before and you're wondering what this is. I got this off of Amazon. I know Michael's also sells it, but the Michael's I went to in New Jersey did not have it in stock when I went. This is just a little tiny paper cutter. It does have a ceramic tip on it as opposed to the regular paper slicers. I just like this one the best. I think it's just really nice to look at. It's also very comfortable to hold because to me it just feels like a pen. And I find that because the tip of this is so much shorter and smaller, I'm not as scared of cutting myself, especially because it is ceramic. I will leave the link to it on Amazon, but I use this a lot because you guys know I use a planner. I use 2 planners, and this was just really helpful. I love this thing. It's the bomb. Do people still say that? The bomb? I don't know. Speaking of my planners, I love this. This is the Happy Planner. This one is humongous. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a book. This is like a huge textbook. I love this thing though. The cover itself is from Happy Planner. Obviously it is a Happy Planner. That just fell out. This cover is not from them. It's actually from an Etsy shop that I also really like for planner covers. I will leave that link down below. It's Stylish Planners. But this thing was great. Originally, I had started using this in 2016 and I think a little bit of 2017 as just my everyday planner. But I realized that wasn't practical because I was trying to carry this around and it was just too big and it was starting to get too heavy. So I made this my memory planner. Now Happy Planner now does a regular memory planner, but I think the regular planners still work just fine for that. I'm going to do a whole other video on how I stay organized with my 2 planners. This thing was amazing. I love the layout of this. I just like the layout of it. It's really affordable, especially because you can get these at Michael's and there's frequently half off sales. So sometimes you can get this for $15, which I think is a really great price for a planner that is such great quality. I actually think they've even upped the quality for the planners for this year, but you'll see that in another video. And then the other planner that I take around with me is my Filofax personal planner. This one is in the Saffiano black leather. The covers of these are pretty expensive. I did get this one on sale, I think around $50, but some of these can run really expensive. But I think it's really worth it because the quality is amazing. It will last you a long time. I've had this for, I think, nearly a year now, and it's not scratched up at all. The inserts I have in here are not from Filofax. They do make them, but I just prefer other ones, and I'll mention that again in an upcoming video. But I love this thing. It keeps me organized. I do carry this with me even when I go to work because then I can jot things down like right when I get into my car if I have to remember something or if I have to get something at the grocery store that I hadn't written down already. And all that jazz. Speaking of planners, my other thing that I have really loved this year, and they are just super pretty. Let me take it out of this one. These are my pens. These pens I found obviously through the planner community. These are from PenGems, and I cannot remember the names of these off the top of my head, like the color names I mean, but if they are in stock, I know a lot of her pens right now are not in stock, especially after the holidays, but they are just so pretty. I think these are the prettiest pens I've ever seen, with the crystals in the barrel as well as on top. But these also write beautiful. Point, or the tip that it comes with, is a 0.7, which to me is too thick, so I go for the 0.5, I believe. And you can get the refills on her website as well, which is really convenient. But I love these. She comes out with new colors all the time, and they're just so pretty. Every time I bring one out, someone always mentions it to me, and they're like, wow, that's such a pretty pen. I'm like, I know. Other planner things that I actually just use regularly in life is undo. This is probably so random, but whenever you buy something like at a Home Goods, I don't know what, it's the first thing that came to my mind, and it has that barcode and that price sticker on it, and you know how it's so hard to come off? This will work wonders on that. This, you just squirt a little bit onto this well, or into this well, and then you saturate the sticker, and then you just scrape it off, and it will just pop right off. I use this for that. I also do use it for my stickers that go on my planner if I put something down where it's not supposed to go. This is amazing. I get mine off of Amazon, but I do think that they sell this at Michael's and possibly Target, but I usually get this from Amazon. Next thing that I wanted to mention is a book, and it's one that I haven't even finished reading, but it is so good that I have to recommend it. It is called Disney War. This was actually recommended to me by my dad right before we went to Disney in October, and I still haven't finished it. It's a pretty big book. It is quite wordy, and it's a lot of business talk, which I think is why it's taking me a bit longer to go through this than any other novel that I read, just because there are some things that I have to read over again because it will just go over my head. But this is all about the time at Disney when Michael Eisner was the president of the company. And if you know anything about Disney, he's not that popular with people. It is a really good book. I highly recommend it. I probably did an awful job of describing it, but it's just about Michael Eisner's time at Disney and the things that went on within the company and what they were producing and putting out and the work that they were doing. It's super interesting. Highly, highly recommend. Even if you are not a Disney lover, I think this is just a really great book. The other book that I wanted to mention, I was going to try to show you on my Kindle, but my Kindle is currently dead because I haven't charged it. And the book is The Twilight Wife. That was one of my favorite books from 2017. It was super interesting. I finished it, I think, in a day and a half. It was so, so good. It is about a woman who just can't remember anything about her life, but she is living in this town with her husband, and all these people know her and seem to know things about her that she just doesn't remember. And then she starts having visions and memories of things, and she's questioning her husband about it, and it's just this mystery thriller. It's super good. I absolutely highly recommend that one. Next, I want to mention something that I've been using for a long time, but I don't think I've ever really talked about it, and I just realized my address is on here, but it's thredUP. You guys, thredUP is amazing. I have used it so much, especially in the past year, because first my parents moved into a new house, so I had to clean out my closet from our old house, and then when I moved to Florida, I had to clean out my closet again because I obviously couldn't take everything with me. And once you start packing all your clothes, you start realizing there are so many things that you don't use. And now I'm doing it one more time because now that I've gotten to Florida, I still realize that there are a lot of clothes that I don't wear. thredUP has become so popular now that when you select your clean out bag, you can either just do it regularly and then send it back, and then it will take, I think, 4 to 6 weeks for them to get back to you. Or you can do what I did, and I think I paid $10 so that when I send this bag back to them, they will process it within a week. And then you can see everything that gets chosen from your bag to be sold on their website, because not everything will get sold. There are some things that they can't accept. What I typically do is I don't ask them to send it back to me. I just have them donate it somewhere else. But I really love them. I think they're great. You can also find a lot of really, really good brands on their website, especially because you can donate things from like Michael Kors and Marc Jacobs, Kate Spade, I don't even know, like All Saints, J. Crew, Anthropologie. There are just so many things that you can donate. You can even donate things from Target and they will take it. I love them. It's really easy. Just sign up online and then you can have this envelope with the bag in here. And then I just drop this off at the post office, and then off my clothes go, or my shoes, my bags. That's pretty much what I'm sending them right now once I finally go through all my things. But yes. The next thing I wanted to mention is a brand that I found like in the middle of 2017. And let's try to pick a jewelry box that has more than one ring in it. And it is the brand Beverly. So these are just 3 of the rings that I have from Beverly. They are stackable rings. They also sell engagement style rings. They are not real diamonds. They're not real jewels, sapphires, rubies, whatever in them, but they sure do look real from afar. And the deal is really great. I think you can get 3 stackable rings for $99, and sometimes they'll run deals like on Black Friday. I think they had a deal that was buy 2 get 4 free, which was insane. I didn't buy any then, but I'm actually wearing 2 of the rings right now. This one that you can't really tell, but it's just a really simple ring, and then this one is also super simple. Most of the rings are just really classic, simple looking, and I love them. The quality of them is really great. They do not tarnish, or at least they haven't on me, and I've had them for quite some time. The customer service is great. They will get back to you very, very quickly, because I remember when I first ordered something, they were like, you are spending more money. It would be much better if you just picked another ring and got this deal instead, because yeah. But they're just so nice. I believe the person who started, the woman who started it, used to, or has a blog, and then she created this brand, Beverly Rings. I will leave their Instagram so that you can see all of the rings that they have and all the pretty ring inspiration pictures that they have. And I will obviously also leave a link to their website down below. So the only other thing that I have to really mention is moving to Florida and getting to work at Disney, one of my favorite places in the entire world. And I know that I mentioned how much I loved New Jersey in last year's favorites video, in the 2016 favorites, and I still love New Jersey. I miss it so much, especially during the holidays, because it was really weird to be here for Christmas and for it to be so hot, and then listening to all these Christmas songs, and I was like, everything talks about snow, and I just wanted to snow so badly, but you're not gonna get a white Christmas in Florida, even though it was super cold, which is what I think led to me being so sick. But anyway, off topic. As much as I love New Jersey, I'm so glad and so fortunate and so happy that I was able to get a job at Disney and become a cast member. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I know I haven't filmed in so long, and yeah, this is probably a super long video because I had so much to mention, but I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. I am hoping to do more vlogs and more videos now that I kind of have some sort of setup. I think for now I'm just going to keep filming. I'm actually in my bedroom, if you couldn't tell, the pillows behind me. I'm just going to keep filming here in my bedroom just because I actually have space to do that. The lighting isn't great because my overhead light is super yellow, but yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what types of videos you would like to see. Do you want to see more Disney videos, more vlog stuff so that you can see what my daily life is like? Do you want to see more favorites, which I didn't really film a ton of favorites or like monthly favorite videos in 2017 because I don't know, I just fell off the bandwagon there. Again, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.